There's an old saying, the eyes are the windows to the soul. The exact origin of this statement is unclear, but it has lived on from ancient times to the modern era for good reason. Even if you've never heard Aemond Targaryen's story, smelt the burnt flesh of his adversaries, or witnessed the brutal aftermath of his ascension to the throne, a mere glance from him would chill you to the bone. Upon catching his gaze, the hairs on your neck stand on end, and you feel the cold, heavy breath of death just behind you. His gaze is a harbinger of ruthless, unbridled wrath, imbued with a chilling stillness that suggests a depth of malevolence beyond comprehension. Though he has yet to prove himself in the crucible of many battles, his eyes reveal a steely resolve and a capacity for cruelty that speaks volumes. His mother's whispered warnings of his unrelenting nature and her probing questions about his childhood grievances only hint at the dark, vengeful force that now sits on the throne. In his stare, you can almost see the specter of unavenged wrongs and an unquenchable thirst for retribution, an unsettling reflection of the. So we just wrapped up with episode 7 of House of the Dragon. How are you feeling about the show so far?
It's going good. I mean, I like the reveals. It's been a good time.
No, the show's definitely been doing this thing so far. What I like is the political intrigue that we're seeing happening slowly but surely. Like when Allison sent the food, I was not expecting. I was like, okay, Allison, like that, because everybody in their what's the name of the what's the name of the place?
The
Jack?
Red Keep. Oh,
No,
King's Landing.
King's Landing. Yes, everybody
Hmm.
at King's Landing is losing their mind because they hungry. Aemond isn't letting people out and everything. So Allison sending basically the care package, multiple care packages of ships, was a really good move strategically and politically. And I think she definitely won over some of the people, which is helpful to her. And then, of course, as we just saw in the video, Aemond, my guy, like for right now, Eamon, I think is probably my favorite character of everybody in the show. What about you guys? Who's your favorite characters?
Oh, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, go for it. Who's your favorite character?
Oh, um, hmm. I don't know. I don't have a favorite character
Your favorite?
actually. Everybody has their own. Like, I don't know. I have to think about that actually.
Okay. What about you, G?
Rainey's man. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to the true
Oh
queen.
well,
Rainey.
yes, but she's not on
Rainey's
the
is,
show anymore. But yeah.
I know Rainey's is the true queen. After her, I started Team Green, and now I'm not Team anything. But Jace is really growing on me.
Yeah, Jace is cool. The only thing that threw me off with Jace was in the last episode where he was saying like those people and he was calling them mongrels. I was like, damn, Jace, like chill out. Give
Yeah,
him like, damn, Jace. I was like, okay, Jace, Jace's feels very what's the word I'm looking for? He's definitely looking down on everybody. So I'm like, all right.
yeah. Jace is growing on
You know who we haven't seen who they brought up also is I didn't write it down. What's his name? Is it Raymond or
Who?
Draymond? The third son, Allison's youngest son. We haven't seen him at all, but they said he's coming of age and his dragon is finally about to take flight.
Mm.
And we
I
don't
heard.
see him.
I heard that too.
Yeah, we don't see him much, but you only really hear about him or mention of him at the very very end when when Aemond is sitting at the table, and then Ulf comes by with the dragon. Ulf almost got almost got murked as soon as he got his dragon.
He couldn't wait. He was like, "Let's ride out. Let's ride." right at dawn.
For real. I'm like, damn, Ulf, you about to lose your dragon out the gate, bro.
Because Emmett was in there. He was like, wait, what are those sounds? He's like, hold on 1 minute. Hold on. Let me go to the window real quick. Oh no. Oh hell no. I'll be right back.
My man ran down that castle the fastest anybody ever ran out of a castle, bro.
The editing had me off because it was like he got on the horse and then next thing you know he on the dragon. It was like, well, when and how? He wasn't playing around.
At all. No, but you know what? In episode 6, it was the funniest part because it was when Rhaenyra was first came up with the idea and was trying to find other dragon riders, and she had that one dude, and he got cooked. Like, yo, that was probably the funniest. Yo,
He was like, I made it. I did it.
Yeah, he thought he had it. Yo, and they cooked him.
No.
Yo,
He said, don't touch me.
Funny.
Yeah, sea smoke wicked for that, yo.
Yeah.
Sea smoke wicked for that.
He's like, don't touch me. Get your hands off me.
Cause sea smoke like bow like, yo, I'm with you. As soon as it started getting, he was like, nah, I'm changing my mind.
Cooked him.
But I noticed in this episode that when they get close, they start sniffing the person. So it's like he probably smelled him like, no. I don't think so.
Let me throw y'all for a loop real quick. This goes back to Game of Thrones. That's why I believe Tyrion is a Targaryen, yo. Tyrion the imp is a Targaryen.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Yo, so there's a bunch of things, and I don't want to drag it on too long because we're on House of Dragons now. But that same thing that she said with the sniffing, mind you, Daenerys was nowhere around at that time. He went into the dragon pit, and the dragon sniffed them and said, "Oh, all right, cool. You one of us. You good money." And that's when I certified it. Like, yeah, nah, he definitely a dragon. There's other clues and hints. Like, she always had 3 dragons. A black one, a green one, and a goldish one. The green one, of course, is like the green one for Jon Snow, for the Starks, and then the goldish cream one that was supposed to be like the Lannister colors, right? Because that other dragon, that other dragon was like this creamish, goldish, reddish color that to me looked like the Lannister colors. And then all throughout the show, the father kept singing, "Yo, you're no son of mine. You're no son of mine. You're not my son. You're not my son." And I'm like. And then when the dragon sniffed them, I was like, "Oh, all right, yeah. I believe that means a Targaryen, low key."
Yeah, you're onto something for sure. Because the father always he never liked him. Like he always
never liked
had nothing positive. Like,
and
they made it seem like because he wasn't imp, but it's like no.
Yeah, it was more than that. Yeah, it was deeper than.
He probably knows that his real father, his wife, probably had an affair or something with a Targaryen dude and popped out this kid. So he always like, but he was too prideful to actually come out and say it because he's always on that, the honor of my family, So he probably right to the grave.
Which is, I guess, why he wasn't even like too surprised that he wanted to kill him in that scene. He was just like, all right, fuck it. Yeah. It was a long time coming.
So it's interesting. But this was an amazing episode though.
It was. No, my thing about Hugh, I tried to go back to season 1, and I was trying to figure out if Hugh was the little boy who was outside of the brothel when Rhaenyra and Daemon went and had their little tryst. There was like a little boy with gold hair at the brothel. And I was like, yo, I wonder if that was him.
Yeah, because he talked about his mother. That makes sense.
Because they always stood out to me. And I tried to find it right before we went live, but I couldn't find it. But that always stood out to me, that there was just this little boy inside the brothel while they were there with gold hair. I mean, with white hair. So now that they're now that Rhaenyra is looking for other Targaryens, I wonder if that was him. I wonder if it was him.
Wait, how old was that boy? Because that dude might be older than Rhaenyra.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Like the way they do the ages,
Well, that's true. That's true.
you
That
don't
that
know.
He
dude could be.
shaves.
But
He probably be like, I'm
yeah,
25.
yeah, for real.
Yeah, he
But
might be
but
like 18, 19.
yeah, but in the scene, the little boy was probably like 5, and she had to be what, like 15 or something. So it'd be
Okay.
a 10-year gap.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
that dude is just big. He legit could still be younger than her. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, they could still tie it in to where maybe even if it's not him, it could be just another person, another character. Matter of fact, it could be the other dude. It could be Ulf. It could be Ulf.
Yeah, I mean they brought. I mean they rose up. All the bastard children
Yeah,
rose up in this
they came out of
episode.
nowhere. They
So it
got
was so
cooked.
many.
They got
It's
cooked.
definitely one of them, obviously, but it was so many of
Yeah.
them. That's why it's funny that you brought that up from Game of Thrones, because it's like, yeah, look at another group, an army of bastards. She was saying Rhaenyra,
Mhm.
she wanted to put together, and they just popped out of nowhere. But it was just like, nope. The dragon was like,
Yeah, he was like, yeah, no,
no,
none of y'all.
it's not
None.
giving pure blood at all. It's giving 10%, 25%. Like, you got the hair, but you can't fool me. Look, the wig.
Mhm.
You got the wig, but you can't fool me.
It's not a wig.
I
It's not.
gotta go back to the story that Ulf was talking about in the bar, because he's constantly telling his story to
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
really
Yep.
see what he was saying, because I was never taking him serious to begin with, but now that we know that there's some legitimacy to that, I gotta go back and really see what he was saying about his lineage.
Mm.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
they were like, so you're not gonna
You-
go to the tryouts? And he was like, oh, well, I'm injured. Making all these excuses. And they were like, we've been giving you free food, drink, everything.
Mhm.
Like, you better do it for the
You better
people.
go, hell yeah.
He was terrified.
Oh
But that
man,
moment of relief, he was like, whew, thank the Lord.
yeah. Cause which one did he get?
He got
Now, I don't
silver.
know anything about the dragons.
Silverwing. Oh,
Silver
Mhm.
Wing.
you
Oh,
know what?
okay.
So that's why Aemond ran out like that, because that was supposed to be the dragon that his little brother was supposed to be riding. Because that's what dude was
Mm.
telling him in that moment. He was like, Silverwing is coming of age for flight, and your brother, you know what I mean, is about to be able to ride him or whatever the case is. And here this dude go riding riding Silverwing.
Oh wow.
Another dragon choosing a person,
Mhm.
basically.
So now Team Green is down a dragon basically.
Mm.
Now that I think about it, like how many dragons do they have? They probably only have one.
Yeah. You see, that's so I was trying to count at the end, because I was like, okay, Rhaenyra got 4.
Nah,
I
she got like 7 low key.
like 7. Yeah, okay. Well, from
Yeah.
what at the end you see the 3, and then I know there's hers, so that was 4. So then you're saying she has others. Oh well, you know what? Because her 2 sons that are off with they got 2 baby dragons.
Yep.
Yeah, they
And
have 2 babies.
and remember that what's that girl named Raina? Remember when she I think it was like not last episode, the episode before, when she was chasing Cole in them? She got a dragon. Her sister about to get a dragon. You know, so that's already 2 more. That's already 2 more people on the crew that have dragons.
Oh, Bela was the
Baylor,
one.
yep.
Yeah,
Baylor
yeah.
about to get a dragon, because they keep hinting that she gonna get Sheep Stealer, because Sheep Stealer is supposed to be like that rogue wild dragon that's at the Vale where she's at. That's why they keep showing, like, every time you see that little burnt thing, it's always sheep. So I know there's a dragon named Sheep Stealer, so she probably gonna claim that one. So
For some reason, I thought that was Sea Smoke. For some reason, I always because when Sea Smoke flew out and
yeah,
went to dude, I always thought it was Sea, but okay, this is a different one.
yep. So yeah, they up. She got like 7 of them.
Mm.
Yeah, she
Yes,
got like
they down. I mean, but Emma's dragon is so huge. Like, comparing that last scene, that final scene, and seeing like Rhaenyra with all of them, and it's like she has multiples, but compare in size, I was like,
He's a monster. Yeah.
yeah, that thing.
So I thought that too until because remember she even said that what's the bronze beast or whatever name is Vermax or Vermitor,
I don't know.
the one that what's his name, Ho.
Hold on, didn't you yeah, I can keep going. I'm gonna try to find what you sent me last week.
Yeah,
The dragons.
so there's that dude named Ho. The dragon that he claimed. Rhaenyra said that he's the second biggest compared to Vhagar. Like he's the next one close to Vhagar. So even though Vhagar is huge, but the one that Hugh, what I think his name is Hugh, the dragon that Hugh just claimed, he just as big.
Okay, hold on. I have all the size comparisons right here. Jachelle sent it to me last week. Do you guys see it?
Oh yeah.
So this is supposedly the size comparisons right here.
Yep, I seen this one too.
So yeah, so Vhagar, yo, it's so big. So, but Balerion, he's not in this one, right? Like he's not in this series.
Nah, he dead.
Yeah, he's gone.
Rest in peace to the goat.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's still gonna be a good battle because, like you said, since there's another one that's like a little smaller but still big in size, and then they still have the numbers. So
I'm right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got like I'm telling you, they got like at least the minimum 7.
Well, Rhaenyra's hoping that they see that, and it's just like, all right, let's just end it and let's move on.
Fight.
But I don't know. I feel like Aemond just seeing it just kind of fueled him up even more. Like, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, Team Green only has two dragons. Because remember, Aegon Dragon, they never said what really happened to Sunfire. I don't know if they really announced that Sunfire is dead. I don't know if Sunfire is alive and healing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we haven't seen.
Yep.
Because
so
when
Sunfire,
they came back, Cole was dragging Rhaenyra's dragon through the streets, but that was it. Like we didn't see it.
But they never showed anything about Sunfire. So Sunfire just missing in action. So we don't know if Sunfire died or not. But that still only put him at 3.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, it would be crazy for the dragon to die if dude to be alive. Like, come on.
Well, that's true. That's true. That is true.
That would be crazy.
Well, that's why they trying to get him to recuperate so fast, because I guess they feel like we need you to get back on the dragon.
Yo, Aemond go kill that dude before he get back anywhere close. Aemond go kill it. Yo, you ain't see where Aemond leaned on him and was like, yes, brother. They kissed him on the forehead like, nah, bro. Aemond is a demon, boy.
Yeah, he's not playing around. He don't give 2 shits about his brother. He could care less.
But
that was terrible.
But you know what? I think initially he probably had his back 100%. But one thing Aemond don't play with, and this is why I kind of like him, he don't play with humiliating him. Don't play with him. Don't play with him like that, because then he take that shit to heart. You know what I'm saying? He really take that shit to heart. And then that last scene when he was in the brothel and Aegon came and laughing at him and saying, "Oh," that's when Aemond said, "Bet."
Yeah, that's when you
said, "Bet."
Yeah, because he stood up butt naked and stared dude in the face. I was like, yeah, all right. He wants. He's like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was like, he don't care no more. He was like, he don't care anymore.
Yep, that dude cool. That's when
he's been plotting. He was already plotting. That's why I'm like, the loyalty was kind of like, a little 50-50, because he already had to sit down with his grandfather, Otto. He already had a little conversation. He also was having secret side mission with Cole, having, with their plan. So it's like you kind of was just in it until the opportunity struck.
But I'm not mad at Aemond for that, only because like Aegon been saying from the giddy up that he don't want it. Yo, I don't want this. I don't want this.
Exactly.
So Aemond been saying, well, he's saying he don't want it, and I want it. I feel like I would be good for it, and I still gave it to him. So any opportunity, he gonna jump for it for sure.
Yeah. And then you can see he was sick of his mother. He got her up off the council. He was like, "Yeah, you go back to domestic stuff, moms."
He said, "Check out, please." Yeah, check out.
Yep.
Yo, and then you can see she was like, "Yo, haven't your grievances been avenged yet?" Like, Like, come on.
He
And
just getting started.
he was like, no. Yo,
He's just warming up.
to the point to where she's in the forest in a tent and was like, yo, I might not even go back. She was like,
Yeah, she's like, I'm done with the city. I can have it.
Kill me. He was like,
Y'all don't want to listen to me anyway, so
she's
I'm out.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's nice to see like the scenery outside of King's Landing too. So it's nice that she's in the woods. You know, she got to get her zen together. She's on her own spiritual journey.
She was on a retreat for sure.
But you know what? I thought that was her character from just her character. Period. I think she was only in King's Landing, remember, because her pops is handing the king, so she had to be there. But I don't think she wanted any parts of that. So when people say like, oh, she power tripping, she want the power, I just thought she was one of them people who just wanted to just chill. Like, yo, I don't want any of this. I just want to kick back and, you know what I'm saying, swim in the lake.
Well, she was like, she had now loyalty. She definitely is so loyal to her father. So she was
absolutely.
She was just doing it for him. But now it's like, well, y'all don't want me here, so like you said, I'm going back to do what I like.
And then it was,
I don't blame her.
Of course, it was revenge. You know, it was that mother's wrath. So that's really what took her over the top to where people would say like she was power tripping and stuff. Is like she was like, yo, like y'all my kids, like, you know, you took out one of my son's eyes. Like she just wanted revenge. But then I feel like it was after that moment where Rhaenyra snuck up and met her at the chapel. I feel like that's when she kind of like came back into her own and was like, damn, like, oof, like I might not actually, this might not be me again. You know what I mean? Like she went back into the domestic Rhaenyra. All right. How you doing, Dylan?
I feel like if she had a voice at the table, then maybe she would have kept going. Because she was so prideful with Rhaenyra in that scene where she was just like, yeah, I kind of made a mistake, but, you know, I'm standing on it. Forget it. And it's like any deaths afterwards is on her if she didn't want to, like, try to make peace. Because Rhaenyra came to her like, we trying to make peace over here.
Right.
So she wasn't really trying to hear it. She's like, oh, babe, it's too late. So, you know, now that she's kind of been kicked out, I guess she's like, all right, let me chill. I probably was tripping for real too. My grandson died. God, the poor baby. Like, I'm still traumatized by that. Like, that goes up there with the red wedding.
Nah.
What?
Oh,
it can't go up to the red wedding.
Oh, no.
No,
it's not anything close, but it's definitely traumatizing. That poor baby.
What's
he only
up,
had 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah, seriously, he really did.
And really quick, sorry, Dylan, we can't help you with that one. I'm not sure how they can do that. Dylan wants to know how to come out as LGBTQ.
You just gotta come out.
Yeah, I guess you just gotta do it.
You gotta jump out.
Yeah, you gotta jump. You gotta jump out. It's 2020. It's 2024. You just gotta jump out, yo. You just gotta jump out. Like, yo, we out here.
And PT, what's up, man? How are you? But yeah, you guys in the chat, do let me know. Let us know your thoughts on episode 6 and 7. We're just chopping it up right now. But yeah. Where were we? Sorry.
What were you talking about? We were talking about them dragons.
No,
we talk about quarrels. We could talk about Adam being chosen. You said that about Seek Smoke, but you know, his father, seeing him ride to Dragonstone, that really took him back. He was just like, "Oh my God, what is going on right now?" I thought it was interesting that Adam didn't tell Rhaenyra that that's his father. I thought it was weird that he kind of left that part out.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I don't really know my lineage for real. I'm just a bastard child out here." I thought that was strange.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when they do that, is those people who's too prideful about their family and like their honor and stuff like that. That like Corliss don't want to come out and say that he had bastard kids. Like he definitely don't want to do that because now it's going to rattle up and change the way people look at him because he try to hold himself up as this honorable dude, and now you got bastard kids, bro. Like,
Right.
what are we doing? Like, since when? And that might change how Rhaenyra look at him. Like, yo, like for
Mm.
real? You know what I'm saying? His
I
whole
mean,
house,
she can't really
his
say
whole fleet
nothing.
might look at him different.
Hmm.
She
But you know
can't say
what?
much.
But you know what? These tryouts, they open up an issue for down the line for like like passing of the throne and stuff, because like it just, even though they're bastards, they're still part of the family, right? So like
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
depending on whose kid they are, like after Rhaenyra's gone, one of these new people could be heir to the throne, depending on whose child it is.
And but I think that's gonna come to light with all these things, because that whole, let's get all these Targaryens, that thing's gonna definitely gonna bite her
Yeah.
in the butt sooner or later. Because she definitely got the upper hand right now. She could squash Team Green in an instant. But I think that whole, let's get these Targaryens to rise up. One of them going to feel like, man, I got more right to the I got more right
They
to
got a
the throne
claim.
than you do.
They do have a claim. They
Mm-hmm.
1000% will have a claim. Again, depending on who's. I mean, I know. So some of them are Damon's kids. Some of them got to be Damon kids.
Yep, absolutely.
Damon was out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a wild one.
You
But
know.
that's why the dragon was like, let me do the Lord's work and just let me just get rid of some of you guys because we don't want no problems in the future.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
No,
one lighting.
yeah. But and it's crazy because the dragon, he could have actually burnt up someone who could have been a writer, because he didn't smell everybody. He just was just like,
Mm-mm.
"Yeah, I'm cooking all of y'all." He
Hmm.
was like,
That's true.
"I'm cooking everybody." So,
But
Yeah,
I like
well,
how the guy, I don't remember his name. The one that ends up being
oh,
chosen.
oh,
Yeah. No, the one before that. The
oh,
one that,
Hugh.
yeah, Hugh. Yeah. The dragon was like, okay, I accept it.
Hmm.
But you're right. So now I kind of like questions like, could it have been someone else more qualified? We'll never know because they died.
Oh yeah.
nah, I don't think it was anybody more qualified.
It didn't seem like it. The
Nah.
dragon was like, oh, very taken back. Like, okay, I dig it.
Yeah.
And
I
he
mean,
felt it. He was telling his wife before he even left. Like,
they kind of foreshadowed it by showing him throughout the other episodes.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So they kind of foreshadowed it. So it wasn't that much of a shock. The However, if he would have got chomped up, that would have been amazing. I would have loved to
Yeah.
see that. Him, or even I really and truly, because he got picked, I thought it was a wrap for Ulf. I was expecting him to get munched up, but
Mm-hmm.
when he got picked too, I was like, "Oh, that's dope." I was like, "All right."
Yeah. It was a good ending. I like the
Yeah.
way that ended for them.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that episode. I think that was dope. I like, while I was trying to find pictures and stuff to get ready. You know the the different publications are starting to write their headlines and stuff, and I was seeing headlines saying that Game of Thrones just changed the rules. They just changed the rules of the Game of the Thrones. But I mean, I don't know. Do you guys think that they changed the rules? Because I mean, I think it's still, they're the same rules. Like, you have to be Targaryen, which they are. They're just not a direct descendant of the bloodline per se. You know what I mean? I guess if you want
Mhm.
to put it that way, like they're not. Well, let me not say not a direct descendant. They're not highborn, and I guess
Yeah.
that's what it normally is, that they're
Yeah.
highborn, which is why those guys who always use
The,
I
the,
always thought that was stupid, though, that they use
the Dragon
sticks.
Tamers.
The dragon tamers. I don't know why they're using them damn sticks. I'm like, yo, the sticks ain't doing nothing.
But you could see the scars on their bodies that they've been going through hell with those dragons. I'm surprised they still alive.
Yeah.
They just like every day they be probably so thankful because you could tell the dragons be giving them, even they just try to feed them. It's like you could tell they give them hell.
Yeah. So the tamers weren't having it. The tamers were like, nah.
They love. I love that part when Rhaenyra was like, "Okay, guys, so I don't have nothing else to say. The dragon's gonna be the judge," and like her and her people just left, and they were looking like, "Wait, where you guys going?"
You know, it's funny because I thought they were just leaving all together and they were gonna come back, but then you see they went upstairs to like the balcony. I was rolling. I was like, "Yo, no way, they leaving!" Yeah.
They were like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, I thought she was just about to close the door and come back in like 20 minutes and be like, "See who's
Yo,
left."
it seems like that kind of make me don't like Rhaenyra. Like she just bailed. She just said, "Man, fuck y'all. Y'all get roasted. Y'all get roasted. I'm out of here."
But she said it's a possibility some of y'all not gonna make it. So if y'all want to stay here and try, I mean,
that don't make it right.
He didn't really give them full explanation for real. She just gave them kind of like a rough draft, like just a briefing of what was to come. So yeah, it was kind of messed up. I think that moment when everyone was like on fire, she really kind of regretted that moment. But I mean,
after she realized her decision,
yeah, when she saw Hugh, she was like, "Oh well, a win is a win."
I mean, she practically had a tear in her eye.
Yeah,
like
she was heartbroken about it.
She practically had a tear in her eye, you know.
So one of the things that I'm still kind of confused about is, so all of this is about prophecy, right? And the prophecy is, a Targaryen got to be on the throne for whatever reason, to keep the battle between fire and ice, or to keep the realm safe or whatever. Now, if Rhaenyra becomes queen and Jace now takes over, I don't know if Jace is really like a Targaryen though. He's strong
half.
Right, which is why they were having that little conversation. Like he kind of felt, even though he was acting very highborn, you know, towards his like responses about, you know, the people and stuff, he's still very insecure that he knows he's a bastard child. And he was saying that tonight in that episode with her.
Yep. That's why Jace started to grow on me. So like I like to think you are what your father is, because I was telling my cousins this, like, yo, you are what your father is, right? Because remember, one of the family members is a Baratheon, but nobody mentions that they're half Baratheon. I think it's you know who parents is a Baratheon? I think it was Rhaenys. I think of Rhaenys' mother is a Targaryen, is a Baratheon. But she's just considered.
Oh, we had that chart. Wait.
Yeah, she's just considered Targaryen. So that's why I always see like, and that same thing with Jon Snow. Jon Snow was
on Twitter, I can pull it up.
But once we find out that, you know, his father was a Targaryen, everybody like, whoop, all right, there you go. Jon Snow's a Targaryen. He's no more of a Stark, because there's no more you're not really what your mom is. You take more of your pops. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody called Jon Snow like, nah, he's still a Stark. He's still a Stark because his mother's a Stark. They're like, man, screw that.
Yeah, he was right, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, are you bringing up the chart for us to take a look?
Oh yeah, hold on.
I mean, I was a little bit disappointed with the amount of Aemond we saw in this episode. I wanted more.
Yeah, we didn't see him a lot, and we didn't see Cole. Thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank
you.
You know what's so crazy is two things. One, in making the video at the beginning of the stream, I had to go back into other seasons to find clips and stuff, and you see that what's this dude's name? You see that Aemond beats Cole in a fight when they're practicing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, so Aemond could whoop Cole's ass at any time. So Aemond already knows. I mean, so Cole already knows. But then you also see the part where he's intimidated by Aemond. It's like, yo, everybody is just like afraid of this dude. You know what I mean?
Which is probably why he did that side mission with him, because he's like, let me get on his good side.
Yeah.
You know, just to secure myself. That's why I said he's an opportunist. Cole is just with whatever's rolling. He's gonna be like, okay, I'm on that side.
Right. Hey, Viva, how you doing?
Yeah, I just sent
Alright.
it.
Okay, I got it. I am pulling it up.
But you're right. It's her. She has Baratheon
Yep.
lineage. So, that's interesting.
Oof. Yeah, it's a little bit too small.
Oh, let me see if I could do
Yeah,
pull
unfortunately,
it
it's
up
a
real
little bit
quick.
too small.
I'm gonna just do like a screenshot of that side. Yeah, it's like right here.
Yeah, we trying to see these lineages.
I'm still Team Rainey's, yo. Team Rainey's above everything,
Yeah,
man.
I am too. I am too. Rest
She
in
was
Yeah.
peace.
she was such a she showed glimpses to me that she would be a phenomenal queen. Even the way she was guiding, just her whole take about yo, give up on the realm. And she told Corliss like yo, give up on the realm, man. Give up on that dream. Like you tripping. That little things like that is like, you know what?
Hmm.
I like her, yo.
Even her final days, where she was like, when she saw Adam and the brother, she knew already. Like, okay, you're the bastard children. She was like, your mom must have been beautiful. Like, she not even a hater.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, we see it here. That
This this
bloodline.
is this is why Rainey should have been queen because she
Yeah,
was the child of the firstborn son, but they died. So that's why when the naming day, he was just like, man, I'm gonna give it to Viserys. It's like, oh god, not that guy.
yeah. Lady Jocelyn Baratheon was her mom, and then Prince Aemon.
Amen. Yeah.
Yo,
Huh.
that chart is a crazy spoiler too, because it shows like where their bloodline ends, and it's like, all right,
Oh,
well,
well, yeah, we're not gonna.
we, we know this person perishes at some point, so
I mean, but to
That's
be,
inevitable in
but yeah, but
history.
I was about to say, but to be fair, they all die anyway. Like
well,
we know
they
they
Yeah.
they
all
all
die.
they all died, but that shit is a dead spoiler for the whole
Yeah,
for the
I
whole
mean,
show
But
because
it's
we
history. It's like watching a Viking show. You
yeah,
already know the outcome.
well
yeah,
that's
You're
we
gonna
true
get
watch
it.
it.
that's
You're
true.
gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah, because yo, it's so funny. When I anytime I search Aemond, it always says Aemond Targaryen's death. Everything is about his death. I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to see how he dies. I know
Right.
he's gonna die,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
just not
yeah,
trying to see how he dies.
Yeah, I don't want to know that part. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Oh man. But the season is the pacing of the season is going well so far for me. Even though I know we do it once every other week just so that we have so much more to talk about. Just because again, it's a more political show. But I do like the way that it's paced. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's a good
complaining
pace.
at all.
Mhm. Yeah, we get to see Oscar Tully, and he was like telling off Damon. I thought that was so
Oh
funny.
yeah,
I was like, he
Oscar
did
was
him for
going
Phil.
in.
Hmm.
He's like, they hate you. I just want you to know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
Damon
his
was like,
character too.
Damon was like, watch your tongue. He was like, yeah, no.
I'm
Watch.
not
He was like, watch this, watch this. Hey, he was like, hey, watch this. You got to kill him if you want us to rock with you. How about that?
right. Right.
He was like,
Yeah, that was
But
that
can
was
you
dope.
see the thing in his eyes? Damon's like, I feel like this haunting is changing him because he really was thinking like, damn, I gotta kill somebody else. Like, you already talking about me. I mean, now what? So I
mhm.
think he's changing a little bit. He's not as in the dark as he was.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that. I can see this whole haunting thing is like his redemption saga kind of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I'm kind of scared for him because Edmund is not about that. He's straight dark. He's like,
Yeah.
I could care less
Uh,
about anything. Like,
no,
so if
I
they
could
ever
see.
have a head to head, I'm kind of worried.
Listen, that's exactly what I was about to say. I could see it being Eamon versus Damon for sure. For sure, I could see it. I could see them two going head to head, and Eamon wiping them out.
There's no originality in this family. It's like their names is literally the same, just backwards
Mhm.
almost.
For
Like, you
real,
guys just come up with anything. Like,
for real,
we'll say Aegon 1,000 times. We'll just
for real.
switch the
I mean,
letters a
look,
little.
look. We just seen in the bloodline that Rhaenyra's father's name is Aemon. without a
Happy
D.
birthday, man.
Come on. like, like, you know. I mean,
No
again, like
creativity.
that's the part of the reason we're in this situation right now is because everybody got the same damn name. If dude's name would have
I know the
been
ancestors are looking like,
yeah,
we should have really thought this through. Because what the fuck?
yeah. If dude would have been named Jack, it would have been good. We'd have been good.
That's why I blame Viserys, yo. I'm just
Yeah, for real.
1000%. He is to blame. He could have
It's
just
like,
said,
open your eyes. You know that's not Rhaenyra.
Mhm.
yeah.
He said, I couldn't see anything. I'm like, he was literally 2 seconds away from seeing the pearly gates.
Yeah, and you know, drinking that poppy, he was high as hell.
But that was very like, I know they were giving that to him to keep him soothed, but it's like it felt like y'all were just trying to keep him down for real.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all had y'all plan and y'all knew what y'all really wanted to do, so
Mhm.
you were trying to take him out anyway.
I mean, but that's kind of I feel like what Aemond was alluding to with Aegon. Like when after he kissed him on the forehead, and I don't remember what they called him, but the guy came in and he was like, "See that you take good care of my brother." Like to me, I felt like that was like, "Yo, drug him up." Like I felt like that was like the nod, like, "Yo, you on the council, you know what time it is. Like, make sure he stays in that bed."
Yeah,
That's
that's
just kind
true.
of
They know that he had a long recovery anyway, so they weren't hopeful at all. They were just like, we're gonna try to like keep him comfortable as possible, but
I think he also got the message. I think he knows, like, yo, if I get out of this bed, he's gonna kill me.
yeah, that's why he's not in a rush.
Yeah,
But you
like
see them pushing him. He just like
he's like,
screaming.
no, I can't. Like,
He
yeah.
was screaming and howling, and they like, keep walking.
See, I got the spoiler for some of the show from Game of Thrones, because when I rewatched Game of Thrones, I caught that little piece and like I kept it in the back of my mind. Now I'm starting to connect the dots, and it's like, oh, all right. So we're going to see if this dude ever bounces back, if they actually follow the books, because Joffrey dumbass spoiled the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, because he was like talking about lineage and stuff in Game of Thrones. Okay, that makes sense.
And
But
like,
what is the guy's name? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the guy Lars or whatever. Like he really wants Aegon to get better very quickly for his own political gain.
Yeah.
I feel.
Oh, you mean the feet guy, the foot guy?
Yeah, Clubfoot.
Because he can manipulate Aegon way better
He's a
than
strong,
Aemon.
right? Strong.
Bro, none of them could look Aemon in the eye for too long. They can't manipulate that dude at all.
And he tried, but
every time Aemon looks at somebody and he purses his lips, he goes. The camera cuts to them and they like this.
Yeah, they don't
like,
over him.
Yo, it's like, damn, bro.
Yeah, they don't want no smoke. So you're right. Yeah, like I guess he just wants to keep Aegon alive so he can kind of like manipulate that situation. It seems the same thing with Otto. You trying to just do something to bring your family, put your family on.
But you know what? And this goes back to why I'm not mad at Otto, because I feel like literally everybody was trying to do that. Literally every king in every kingdom. Even Corlys tried to do that too, because Corlys did the same thing Otto did, but Otto was just in a better position to get the job done. Because remember, Corlys said, "Yo, take my daughter, take my daughter," and she was even younger than Alicent.
Yeah,
we still said, "Yo, take my daughter." She's not even nowhere of age yet, but when she get there, you can have her, or you can have her now, and then you can have your way with her when she get of age. So Corlys did the same thing just to keep himself in power or closer to the throne. And remember, like all the other kings sent their young sons to take Rhaenyra's hand too. Remember they was in the room and she was with Cole, and then they're all there fighting. One of them stabbed the other one in the stomach or something like that. All to get Rhaenyra's hand in marriage. But I feel like everybody did that to be like, yo, man, if you marry Rhaenyra, nobody could tell you anything. You in power now. But I feel like everybody did what Otto did. I think it's sleazy. I think it's sleazy for all of them. But
it's just the Westeros way.
Yeah.
The traditional values. Yeah, that seems to be the traditions that they have.
Yep. It is the Game of Thrones as it's called.
Yeah.
That's how they play it. All right. Well,
let's see.
I did not watch any of the, as typical, I didn't watch any of the, what is it, the trailers for the next week.
I did finally, and it looks really good. That's why I was like, it's going to be a battle for real.
I did not. All right, I mean, if you want to tell us what's going to happen on the next one, go for it. What did it?
Well, the only thing I think is important, everything else I feel is irrelevant. I think that Aemond talking to his sister about she gonna have to get on the dragon. I was like, he said I gotta put everybody to work.
Yeah, because he saw what's going on. He saw what's going on. Yeah.
He said, let me get my squad together.
Right.
I see what's happening. So yeah, that looks good.
Damn.
That was it.
But I feel like he don't even have a squad. There's nobody to get. It's only it's just him. His brother.
But he's trying. He's trying.
He's definitely
his brother and his sister. That's it.
But they don't want to be into this. They're like, they were never really like trying to be into that for real.
So then what do you? All right. So now we're starting to see the tide turn, because at first we always just thought that Alicent and the Greens, they were just so much more powerful, than Rhaenyra, and it was just going to be a wrap for her. But now we're starting to see the tide turn. So now, what do you think Aemond does to combat what he saw? Like, how does he? Because as we just said, like, in the next episode, he's going to be telling his sister to get on the dragon. His brother's dragon got snatched. So, like, what's their play?
Because Rhaenyra also trying to get the small folk, so she's trying to get the people.
Yep.
So he would have to try to get the people too, like persuade them, or maybe go further south. Because I remember in Game of Thrones, it's so many houses, like it's still a lot of people.
But you see, the thing is, he's still going against that, because he basically put 2 more people on the wall at the beginning of the episode. The 2 dudes.
So he's not trying to be with he's like, I don't really care about the people right now.
Yeah, he put 2 more people on the wall. So it's like, damn, bro. Like, so I don't know what his play is. I think maybe he's, that might be to his detriment. You know what I mean? That he's just so angry. And
nah, but you know what? Let me give y'all a different perspective too. I think Aemond is for the people, because remember when he took over, the first thing he said is, cut them people down. And then he said, yo, I have a plan, because people not getting no food, right? So we have to make friends with these other people to cut off that barricade. That's the only way we're gonna get real food in here. So we gotta cut off that barricade. And to cut off that barricade, we need to make friends with these people. And that's when Alicent and them was saying, oh, well, you can't do that, or they will never be loyal to the realm, and da-da-da-da. But at least Aemond, I feel like, had a plan to cut off that cordless, barricade in the sea or whatnot, to get the food in. So I feel like he was thinking about the people, especially when he said, man, when y'all leave here, first thing y'all do, cut down those people. Because the people don't want to be walking past them and seeing them people hanging in the middle of the street. So I give Aemond his kudos. And remember that when Rhaenyra sent the food, it wasn't even her idea. It was her girlfriend idea. Like, you got to send this food for them.
She's
the PR agent.
Yeah, it don't even matter. So, she still get the credit.
Yeah, she gets the credit because she chose who she want to be with. She want to be with Rhaenyra. So,
I mean, the people in the street saying "Hail Queen Rhaenyra," you know what I mean? So
because they already feel like, it's a given, because it's like the people against the establishment. They already feel a way about how things have went since Viserys died. So they not feeling anybody in that castle right now.
Nope.
So they'll go with whoever, is promising them something good.
Yeah. Oh, and
they're like the new Lannisters. That's why, you know what? Low key, when they announced this show, I was kind of pissed on the low. I'd rather a Winterfell show about with
Me
the diet
too. You say it every time.
with the diet.
It's about the North for real, because those
Yeah,
are the true
that's what I want to
values.
know.
Like, they're the ones that actually possess true value,
Yeah,
true loyalty, true
yep.
traditions.
I could have definitely take Winterfell versus the Wildlings, or Winterfell and the First Men, or something like that. I would have definitely enjoyed that show.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Because House of the Dragons is almost similar to Game of Thrones, because I feel like Team Green is the Lannisters. Team Green is the new Lannisters.
Yeah, for real. The
They're
people
the
don't
ones.
like them. They're
Yep,
miserable.
they're the ones in the castle and sitting on the throne, but nobody likes them.
Yeah. And they're so tone deaf. That's really the issue I feel about them, that they're not really grasping that they're not getting that, how major that moment is, the connection to have with the people. They kind of just like, oh, well, it's not about them. It's about the throne. And that's where people, you lose people on that, because you need the people.
Yeah,
They're working. They're the ones working and doing all the things. They're your servants, because that's when it comes in, where they come in poisoning you in the middle of the night, killing you in the middle of the night, like storming the castle.
I mean, and you saw that the espionage, essentially, where you had the woman in the bar, and she was like, and she was stirring things up, saying like, how do you guys feel that they're in there having these lavish meals while we're all out here starving? She was stirring it up.
Yo, one thing that I give Aegon the second credit, Aegon the second, yeah, one thing I give him credit for is, remember when he sat on the throne when Otto was still around and he was talking to the people. The people asked for whatever, and he was just like,
He was
cool.
giving it, yeah.
Oh, yo, you want the sheep? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, you should get your sheep back. Otto, dumbass, is the one who stepped in and was like, you can't be making everybody happy out here. And that's when I was like, Otto's up. And I like Aegon
That's why
at
I
that
don't
point.
like Otto.
Yeah, I liked Aegon at that point, and I did not like Otto, because Aegon was like, yo, you want sheep? Cool, we'll get you sheep. Yo, you want a house? Cool, we gonna get you a house too. Yo, you want drinks? We gonna get you drinks. And I'm like, yeah, I like Aegon.
Yeah, because he, even though he was inexperienced and he had no like desire to be on a throne, he was like, well, I kind of like don't know what's going on, but let me listen and hear what they got to say, and be like, okay, well, we could work around that. That's all you guys are bitching about? Oh, okay, we could give you that.
That's
So
why.
easy.
Yep.
But
Yo,
Otto realized he has to see. Otto, he mastered the politics in Westeros, because he know the poverty is how I can get my leverage.
Yep.
I use you guys to do what I want to do. So
Yo, Raw, question. In that same scene, Josh. Yo, who was it there a Targaryen there? Was it Hugh, or was it, what's that other guy named? Oomph?
In which scene?
In that same scene that Aegon was sitting on the throne and he was just granting everybody whatever they wanted. He didn't meet one. He didn't meet one of the Targaryens there.
That might have been Hugh. It might have.
yeah,
It might have been Hugh. It might have been Hugh. I don't remember. I don't think it was Ulf, because we didn't see Ulf until later on. Like the first time we saw Ulf was in the bar.
Yeah,
got you.
So if anybody, it would have been Hugh. But I do remember the person wanting the sheep, and I don't think that was Hugh asking for the sheep, but
it was somebody else asking for the sheep.
Yeah, it was somebody else, but I feel like Hugh might have been in the building.
He's just been around. He's just like
been around for real.
I think somebody else was there. I just can't remember who.
Yeah,
but you know what? I think, and this might be going out on a limb, I think probably O. That's the name O.
Who?
The other guy who claimed Silverwing.
Ulf.
Oh, Ulf.
ULF.
Yeah, ULF.
I think he switches to Team Green. Think he's going to switch to Team Green. The reason why is because the first time we see him out of that cave, where he's going right back.
Yeah, right. He went right. He could. You know why? He wanted to show and prove to the people, I've been talking all that stuff, and I did go to the tryout, and look at me now. Like, he wanted the people to start the gossiping about him.
Yeah.
And then I could see him going right back to the people and be like, "No, those my people. I can't go burn them now. Those my people."
Right. That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yep. So when I see
people
him,
are Team Rhaenyra though. Like,
well, that's true too.
But you may be onto something, because when he first got there, he was saying something about wanting to get into the Red Keep, like wanting to get into the castle, like, or something. He was talking about something about that. He's just buying his time, to show and prove that he's a descendant of the Targaryen. So
okay, I like that.
Like, it was the perfect opportunity for him, really, to basically own up to all the things he's been talking about. Because if Rhaenyra never thought to do this tryouts, he wouldn't have a way in. So this was like a perfect way in for real.
It's facts.
So you might be right that he might, like, Aemond might want to like talk to him or something like that, promise him something.
Nah, because I feel like in the next episode, somebody gonna spaz on him for doing what he did, because he basically let the plan out the bag. Kind of knew,
True.
But like, if Aemond wouldn't have went, he wouldn't know they got all those dragons like that. So if he didn't fly over there, like, they wouldn't even know what's happening. They might, because I feel like they might have heard rumblings, but they wouldn't know for real what's going down. Like, he let the play out the bag, yo. So somebody,
or was it the dragon? Because it's like the dragons are really running the show. Like, they get up and go do what they want. He wanted to the dragon wanted to be seen. Like,
he could flew the other way.
But he don't even know how to ride him or anything. He's just learning. The dragon really took him on a ride for real.
Yeah, it really did. It really did.
So maybe he was trying to show Aemond, like, yeah, I'm not with your brother anymore. I got my real rider right here. Like, I don't know.
Who knows?
It's definitely the dragon show for real, which I appreciate because of the title. We hate to have a title and then not really see no dragons. So I'm loving that we've seen a lot of dragons this season.
Facts. And they better give it to us too. We got 3 episodes. I want to see nice big dragon fight. Don't do no season 3 or in House of the Dragon.
I don't think
I swear I will not come back. I will wait until the end of season 3 and just binge watch if I don't get my dragon fight.
Nah, I feel like we're not going to get that big dragon fight. I don't think so.
Gosh.
I don't see it.
I need something. Like, you got to give us something, bro. Like, damn.
I think I always thought episode 9 is where it really goes down and somebody dies, but I guess not. I guess we're gonna have to wait till episode 10. I want to see a major player getting removed off the board.
Mm-hmm.
For me to be like, oh, that was a way to go out.
Honestly, I think it's gonna be Daemon, yo. I think it's gonna be Daemon. I think out of all of the major players, Daemon's gonna be the first one to go.
I could see Daemon going, but not really. Like, he pop up the next season. Like, you thought I was dead, I'm not. And it'll be that real born again moment for real.
Man.
Damn, I wonder how the books go, yo. I want spoilers, but I don't want spoilers, yo. Damn.
But you know what? That's why it makes sense for him to be the one to go. The fact that he's having this redemption moment, now they'll make you fall in love with him again, only for him to get snatched off the board.
That's true. That's true.
That's how they do it.
That's true. That's a good one.
Yep. And so I can see him.
It's gonna be multiple seasons, like a lot of seasons, like 2 seasons. Like, how many seasons do we need of this? Because, like you said, I'm ready for a Winterfell, the North type story. Like, how do we get there?
Yeah, the next show is about the Baratheons, though.
Because that kind of makes sense now that we know that Rhaenyra's mother's a Baratheon, so it's kind of interesting to see their lineage too. So, and they're supposed to be crazy, so I'm kind of interested in that story too.
I think the next show is going to be the Baratheons, like right before Rob's takeover of the King's Landing. It's like right before that. That show is going to take place right before that whole Rob rebellion situation and whatnot. So it's gonna be interesting. I think it's called Night of the Seven Kingdoms or something like that. But it's officially revealed. HBO revealed it a couple of times.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Yep.
we can't be too much with the dragons if we gotta go through all these houses. Like, we don't have the bandwidth for that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, looking forward to next week's episode, and yeah, that's it for House of the Dragon for this week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we are going to move on to, what did I say? Snowpiercer, right?
Yeah, Snowpiercer. I know you're not watching that show.
Yeah, you don't watch Snowpiercer, Gene?
I heard it's good though.
It is good. If you watch the movie?
Nope, I did not.
No. Well, you should watch.
Yeah. You should
Definitely.
Yeah, I would say start with the movie. Maybe it'll pique your interest to want to watch the show, because the show really gives you a lot of details of like that whole dystopian future.
I got too many things to watch now. So yo Raw, the one thing I did start watching is Dark Matter though. I'm on like episode 3. So
I'm not even gonna do it to you. Just let me know what you think at the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got it.
It's a ride though. We definitely went on a ride.
Yes. Let us know what you think at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, but thanks for joining us, bro. A week after next week, we'll be talking about House of Thrones again, and we'd love to have you if you're available.
House of Thrones.
I said House of Thrones.
House of Thrones.
House of the Dragons. My bad. House of the Dragons.
At this point, it is for real.
Yeah, House of Thrones.
All right. G, thanks for coming through, man.
All right, no doubt. You guys have a good one. Enjoy. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for bringing your Targaryen ways.
Yep, absolutely. Gotta let the hair flow. You know what I'm saying? Targaryen life out here.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
All
right, I'll see y'all.
All right, later.
Bye.
All right,
later. Okay. Oh man. All right. So into Snowpiercer now, which let's see. So Snowpiercer was kind of interesting. You hit me up saying that we were correct. So if you want to go into that, what were we correct about?
What were we correct about? Oh,
I think we're talking about Audrey and
how how she got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it reveals in this episode that they basically been building a track on their own. The international peacekeepers, they kind of been building this raggedy track. It's not a Wilford track, but they've been going to work, and they're on a mission to get the Snowpiercer. For who, we don't know yet.
Yeah, because there was someone on the phone in the episode. They never revealed it. That, what was his name? Admiral Milton? No, not Milius.
Let
me just bring this over here. Admiral Milius. He was on the phone with someone. We're not sure who, but the person definitely did seem concerned about him killing the people when they trapped the passengers inside the cart and shot the hole in the ceiling. So, so it definitely doesn't seem like a hostile takeover per se. Like it is hostile, but it's not like by any means necessary, per se.
Right.
Like just kill anybody without, any second thought. Like there's definitely some concern for the lives of people. So
yeah, what they did with Till, I was just like, why did you have to shoot her? Like, it wasn't even that serious, but it's like count your days, because that was messed up.
Yeah,
but
they could have killed her. They could have killed her, which they didn't.
Because even when the doctor, she was just like, it went right through your shoulder. So yeah, you're right. They could have definitely killed her, and they didn't. So,
but then my thing though is like we also learn that we thought it was a signal and that they were baiting them there, because I was I was saying to myself, like, damn, like, were they actually trying to signal the train or just signal anyone? But come to find out that they're actually trying to create more hotspots,
Mm-hmm.
right? So then it's like, if that's the case, and I'm kind of just jumping from thing to
Yeah,
thing
yeah, yeah. No, that's good.
as it's going on, but it's just like, if we believe, and it's the dude Nima who knows Mel, like,
Mm-hmm.
if we're to believe him that they're just actually trying to create hotspots, that's their only intention, then why did they kidnap Liliana? Like, I
And
don't
that's what
understand.
Leighton was saying on, in New Eden. They all felt that way. Why would you take this baby? And what does the doctor Hedwood have to do with that
Right.
part? So we're gonna see. I mean, it definitely seems like, oh, what also we were right about was the fact that these people are definitely from Wilford's past. When we see the admiral walking through the first class quarters, and he saw Mr. Wilford's quarters, and he was just like, oh, so he really like built this train, whining and dining. He has all these books and all that. Like, he definitely was very resentful of it, and they
Absolutely.
were very aware of who he was. So
Hmm.
I definitely feel like they have a past for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, he said Wilfred reads all this English lit, and my people work in the mines type of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, exactly. And we were saying that too. Like, they gotta be living somewhere, living in the mountains, either in a cave, underground, whatever. And that was confirmed when he was talking about seeing the sunrise, sunset, just seeing the sky, period. You can tell they definitely have been somewhere with no outside views.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I feel like N- Nima didn't speak about Snowpiercer or like the origin of Snowpiercer, but in saying that, he got flown there, because, like, in most end of the world movies, they always get like doctors and like certain
Mm-hmm.
people, scientists, whatever, and they bring them to a fallout shelter to try to keep humanity going or come up with a plan to solve. So that's kind of like what he's alluding this place to be.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is then, like, what part in that did Wilfred have? Because Wilfred created the train. I mean, it would have this government entity that if we're to believe him that that's what's happening there. What part did Wilfred have in that? Like, is Wilfred part of the government? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's happening here?
You know what's so funny is that when he was on the phone with whoever that is,
Mm,
it made me instantly think about, well, Wilford did build this train and the tracks around the world, but like, just like in today's world, who's his competition? I'm pretty sure
mm,
they had to be
mm,
someone just as smart, just as rich, that also wanted to do something like this and may have tried or whatever, but couldn't really get a leg up for real because Wilford kind of like overtook. So I wonder if it's like, is this your moment right now? Like, you're trying to
mm.
have your own like leader of the new world type
Right,
moment.
right.
But like you said, also, is it the government that was left behind all that time ago? Like, do they still exist? Because the first thing Melanie was just like, well, how did they survive? Like,
Right.
I didn't even know people, like, there's people out here. Which I think is kind of funny because I don't remember. I'm assuming it's season 3, or whenever Wilford came back, when they found that he was alive and he had that conversation with Melanie, and he was really kind of giving her some gems. Like, you really don't know like what's going on out here.
Right.
Even though they're on the train and they're going through the world, they're just going through the world on the track. So I don't know if he knows. I mean, obviously, I definitely feel like he knows more than he was saying. Um, but what, we don't know, and we don't know how he survived. Whether he was wheeling and dealing on that train,
Mhm.
and he picked up those people. Like, what is the Alice, Big Alice,
Yeah,
or
Big Alice.
like those people? Where did they come from?
Yeah.
Because he was thrown off the train. So how did you find them?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I think it may be along the lines of what you're saying, that there's possibly competition. There's another. rich person out there in the world, and they linked up. You know what I mean? They linked up. So, but my thing also is that would also mean that there's possibly other tracks. You know what I mean? Like, and not only other tracks, there's just tracks that Snowpiercer knows of that they've never taken, but
Yeah.
certain routes that they haven't gone because they'll be like, oh, it was it collapsed over there, or so, for whatever reason they haven't gone that way. Because for my thing is, I don't think that he would just build one track. You know what I mean? Like, and we, to some degree, we know this because they're constantly coming up along parallel tracks. So we already know that there's more track than we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, we saw that last season when they separated. We saw that with Big Alice and Snowpiercer first encounter each other. Like, yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
So there's definitely more to see in Piercer.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, what else did I have? One other thing that really stood out to me was was the end, but only because it's something that we were talking about before with Leighton, and him just saying, just like, I'm gonna go find them. It was like, what, you about to just go walk out into the snow, bro? Like, what are you
He's
doing?
gone. Yeah, that made me
It's
laugh.
like, I was just like, bro, what is this dude doing? Like,
He's so funny. Like, he's not even trying to be funny, but he's hilarious. Like, to just get up and go on your own solo mission. Like, do you have a snowmobile? First off, supplies. Did you
no.
get the supplies? He's just so frustrated. Like, and of course, I don't know. His go-to is always to blame Melanie, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be like a Taily mindset still. He always just goes straight to like trying to blame her, and it's just like,
Hmm.
well,
It's like she gave up the train to soldiers. It's like, yeah. No, you know what? My question, I got a question for you. If you were in her position when they first got on the train, and what's the guy's name? I don't
oh,
remember.
Ben.
When Ben was behind the door and they had the gun to his head,
Oh yeah.
would you have opened the door?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, when he was like, "Don't do it" or whatever, like, "Don't open the door," um, I don't think she really was listening to him at all. And honestly, I probably would have opened the door only because they have overcame so much already on Snowpiercer. It's like this is just another thing. I had tweeted, I was like, the millennials have to be writing this show because the trauma, like, is this train have experienced so much cannibalism, starvation, like no heat, no electricity.
Um,
When they were on with Leighton's train when they took off and it was too hot. Like, I mean, they all
everything.
experienced so much rebellion, all these things. So it's like this is just another new thing. And I think they can overcome it. One thing about Melanie, like, she's always trying to get leverage, and she's always thinking of the next plan. So it's like I wasn't necessarily too worried because she could kind of talk her way out of anything for real.
Yeah, I mean, and we even see that a little bit in this most recent episode, in that when she realized what was going on with the government, she left. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going over here." Like, and she walked it. Like, we don't know what's going on over there, but now Melanie's not on the train anymore and she's gone. But then they flash forward 9 months, so I don't think any of them are on the train anymore. Well, no. They're still on the train.
Yeah, they're working.
Yeah, they're working. So, and the train is moving. So they left. So now, like, okay, so they did that's the I need some gaps filled in right there. Right, because you see Melanie go into this building. It has the number 42. I don't know if that actually meant something. Like, there's 42 of those facilities, or that's just the 42nd door, or like whatever it means. Right. But she leaves the train. I think they put supplies on the train, or so it looks like. And then they flash forward 9 months, and now you see everybody working, and now there's
Mm-hmm.
soldiers on the train, and they're
Yeah.
afraid now, and they're walking with their head down, like they now this international peacekeeping people, they've taken over the train now.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's happening? So like, uh, um, you hear, well, not you hear, but Audrey is saying, oh, they overheard Mill. Well, no, Mill overheard the admiral say that they were going to ambush Snowpiercer. I mean, they were going to ambush New Eden.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why she was going to go warn them.
Yeah.
So it's like, why though? Like that's was bothering me. Like why? Like if you're actually on a peacekeeping mission and you're warming spots, and the spot that New Eden is at is most likely one of the spots that they warmed, why are you going to ambush them?
Right.
Like I
Yeah, that's
don't understand.
true. Well, we will. I feel like Dr. Headwood has all the answers for real
Yeah.
because she's been a double agent basically. Undercover, like pretending to be a Snowpiercer passenger, and she's really been working for them. Now, the thing that's very interesting, which when it reveals last episode at the end when the baby was taken, is like it made me think like, okay, she was with Wolford, and the same thing. How did she interact with, how did they connected? Her and her husband. Like, how did they connect with Mr. Wolford? How did you guys meet? Because they were already doing that ice gun, and they had that guy where they pretty much, made them cold resistant. So it's like, is this was that Wolford's plan? Did you guys already come with that science somewhere else? Which I kind of feel, because you guys are cool with, well, she's cool with them now, and she's like, oh no, don't worry, like they're not gonna hurt you, these are my friends. Like, again, who's really in charge? So it's kind of like, who's really in charge? That's the question. We
Right.
kind of thought like Mr. Wilford was the most villainous person out here, but
Clearly
this
not.
season already shows clearly not. So we'll see. I feel like the answers lies with that, and whatever's going on with. Oh well, did you know what's interesting? The soldiers, when Melanie and Ben escaped from the room,
Black
and
smoke.
yeah, what the heck is that?
That stood out to me too. I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "What is that? What are they breathing?" Because it looks like it's something that they're breathing. Maybe I don't know what that is.
Yeah. So I'm curious. The answers lies with the science, obviously, I
Oh,
guess.
and you know what? Audrey inhaled it.
Exactly. I
Oh,
assumed when we saw her last episode that it was just some frostbite from being outside too long, but to see that she came into contact with it, and that's what
yeah,
that's her
because
face is like
when
that.
she went in, she immediately started rubbing her face. Like
Mm-hmm.
if because it's a quick shot, but you see her in there, and she's like,
Yeah, you could tell it was burning, or it was so cold it was burning her face. So yeah, I'm very curious to know, like, what is that? What is that about?
yeah.
Are they like the guy that we saw a few seasons ago? That big guy. I mean, what's her name? I can't think of her name right now. Um, Josie.
Mm-hmm.
She was affected. They were testing on her. They made her like a cold person. So
Right.
I wonder if it's the same thing. Like underneath um their helmet and stuff like that. I wonder if they have been injected with the same serum.
Because you never see anybody's face but Milius.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? All right.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
We will see. We will see. Um, but I'm already starting to see like how they're doing the season. Like
Mm-hmm.
the first episode was all New Eden. This next episode is basically all Snowpiercer,
Mm-hmm.
and because like when in my original video last week they were saying it was kind of disjointed, and like you don't And in the articles that I read to prepare for that video or to get ready for that video, they were saying that you don't see all of the main characters in every episode.
It's
So in episode 1, we didn't see Melanie at all, I don't think. Did we?
mm-mm,
Right? Yeah.
no.
So there's definitely going to be a lot of seasons where we don't see a lot of the main characters, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll have to see how it plays out, and hopefully it all comes together at the end. It makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like they kind of picked up where they left off in season 3. Because when they had separated and it was like Leighton, Melanie's daughter, Ben, when they were on that mission to try to find her,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we see a lot of episodes where it was like mostly them. Then they'll go back, they'll check on I can't think of she died too. What was her name? Oh, I feel so bad. His baby mother, Zara.
Zara, right?
Her with Wolford. Like we just kind of go from scene to scene. Nothing was ever like truly connected. Everyone had their own little side stories. But I think it's funny because it's like this season seems like either we're gonna see Leighton, like lead actor, whatever's going on with him with those people, and then Melanie lead, and whoever's on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little twist with the Admiral, but
yeah. But then they also I mean, Nima a little bit. You may get some. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be a lead, but like we still need to figure out like who this person on the phone is, and it could have been Nima. I feel like that person. It could have been Nima on the phone because we never. I don't know. I
well,
mean, like
that's true
any
too.
speculation I have is just speculation. But like
Yeah.
I feel like they could be bullshit. Like it's possible. Like we have no idea what's really happening.
Well, it kind of confirms that they're not working for Wolford. That's for sure. If
Yeah.
anything, they're looking for him.
Right.
So I wonder if he was on the run because so when we meet him with his crew, Kevin and all that, while he tries to be, the big bad wolf to them, they went through some hard times.
Yeah.
They were starving and they really needed to be with Snowpiercer because they weren't really making it out on their own. So I really wonder if they encountered these people before, like, or whoever else that's out there before, because they had some struggling times.
Absolutely. Because again, as you said, like once what's this dude that I keep forgetting his name? Milius gets on the train. He knows who's who. He's like, okay, everybody calm down except for you two. You guys are gonna take me to Melanie. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then of course, as you said, as soon as he got into the room, he started talking about Wilford. So it was like, all right, like he knows what's up already.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, for sure.
And you know what? They could have been intercepting their broadcasts. It could be because you can see they have different levels of technology. One thing they said that that also stuck out to me is when Melanie and Ben when they broke out of the room and they went into the to the closet that was it Ruth?
Oh yeah, where Ruth was stationed for like 6 months. Yes.
Where Ruth was hiding. It was either there or it was right when they were preparing. It was somewhere around there where she was like, we're not on Wilford track. We're on new track. And this track wasn't there 3 months ago.
Yeah.
They built it fast. So it's like, okay, so if they're building tracks that fast,
Yeah.
they also have to have some sort of mechanical technology. They have to have something that
Right.
that they don't have on the trains.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. And that's why you see Melanie and Ben have that conversation like, well, we don't even know how many people is really out there. Like, if they building tracks on their own, like, they must have a lot of manpower. So I'm curious to know, like, because even when he was saying, like, talking to himself in the engine room, is that the engine room in the front? I don't know.
Yeah, we can call it.
Wherever, when he was talking to himself, he was having his, monologue moment, and he was saying my people. So it's like, it seems like there's a whole community out there somewhere, and they too have been living rough. So his whole thing was like, we're taking this train to them so they can benefit, we can level up our lifestyle.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. Like you said, it's like a lot of different motives, it seems. What is the daughter's name? I don't know why I'm like losing it today. Alex. She was saying about the earthquakes. So it's like, are they aware of that? Are they whatever they probably caused it?
Yeah.
Truthfully, with whatever they got going on. So it's a lot of different aspects that's happening.
Most likely is, because why else would he be in the mines unless it was just like to get coal or something? But they're definitely doing something. They definitely
Yeah.
doing something over
Yeah, I'm waiting for that big reveal of that evil laboratory that's always in the mountains
there.
in some hideaway spot. So I'm kind of waiting for that.
Oh man. Well, we will see. We'll touch back on that next week.
Yep.
And now for the highlights. The
Yeah.
highlights. Yo, right now Sunny's my show, yo.
Yeah, I love Sunny.
Right now, Sunny is my show, man. Like, I'm so happy I stumbled onto this, man.
Yeah.
Like, Sunny is my
I'm
show.
telling you, Apple, like, the timing of the programming is so good.
Absolutely. Yo, and I feel like every episode, I'm like, yo, how many people know more than she does? It's just like, what's happening? Like, yeah, I love this show. I love it. I love it.
And you know what's so funny? Because when we were waiting to come on here, I just went back real quick, and I was like, let me go back to episode, I don't know if it was maybe episode 1. And when she was in the grocery store, and the guy behind her was like, oh, wow, that's such a tragedy, like pointing to the news.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same guy that we see in this last episode.
Who's
Killed that
about
guy.
this?
Huh?
Oh, the Yakuza dude?
Yeah. The guy that comes in when they were having that, they were having
Yeah,
the discussion in the hot tub.
Emmy's
The one with
guy.
the ponytail.
Emmy's guy.
Yeah, so he was in the store. So it's like they've been watching her like this entire time. Like even before we saw that moment where they were watching her from across the street. Like he was in the store. I had forgot about that. I didn't even notice at first. Which I mean obviously was by design.
Right.
But to see that he's like, a hitman for real, it was funny that he was like being so nice to her in the store. And it's like, exactly what happened, but you're just like, oh my God, such a tragedy, right? And she was just like, obviously she's grieving. She doesn't even know who was talking to her for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he was trying to see if she was aware, because I mean, like, if we just gonna jump right into it, I feel like it was kind of loosely revealed in this episode that the Yakuza might have had something to do with that. Not only that, but the plane crash as well.
Yeah.
Because when he was talking to what is his name, Botan, who's a spy essentially,
Mm-hmm.
in the tub, he was like, what does Jin-san, who is Hime's cousin,
Mm-hmm.
like, what does he know about 4 Circle 5 and Counselor Ito's death? And Counselor Ito is the guy from the news.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come to find out afterwards, there's always a revelation in this show. We come to find out afterwards that 5 Circle 5 might actually be the flight.
Right, exactly. Because the circle is really a 0.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So, so in this episode, we kind of really figure out that, okay, maybe that is why the Yakuza is trying to get the Dark Manual, But then we also meet Hime's dad, who's actually the head of the Yakuza as well.
Yeah.
And we get to understand why she wants this dark manual so bad.
Yeah. She has something to prove to the father. She wants to overthrow the cousin for power. So she has her own mission she has going on. So that's why I guess they were very zero tolerance with the guy. They just was like, you talking too much.
For real. In the back when they were torturing him, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, what even in that scene that we see where Susie and Mixie are hiding in the sauna.
Oh yeah,
they
yeah,
watch
yeah,
him
yeah.
kill that guy.
Well,
He's talking too much.
I mean, we don't know. Hey, what's up?
Well, he might not be dead.
How are you, Jump Off? How are you? Or should I call you Cliffs? Let me know. Yeah, but we don't know because he was kind of like twitching on the
He was
floor.
moving. He might be.
He was moving. We don't know.
But he just give him a lesson. He wanted to teach him a lesson. Keep your mouth shut.
Oh man. But all right, so in this episode of Sunny, we see let me see. Oh, Susie is starting to have visions of Masa as Yakuza, yo.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
She's just trying to pinpoint. She's coming up with her own her own assumptions for real.
Mm-hmm. So
kind of makes sense.
So and I mean it's crazy that she's actually starting to see him differently. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like he's really starting to be like, okay, like maybe he is like this before I even get to that or get deep into that, when Masa's friend comes up and is like, yo, I knew him from school and he told me about his dad getting him out of isolation, I was like, hold up, pause, wait a minute.
She was like, wait
a minute,
what are you talking about right now? I love the mom. Honestly, the mom, she is so essential to the show. The way she acts.
Oh, hey, Sean.
You can tell that she knows a lot that she doesn't talk about. And she's definitely hiding a lot of things. Obviously lying about a lot of things. Because that probably was the worst moment for her. That guy coming up to Susie and just start running his mouth. Because he was like, well, where is he? Where's his father? His father should be here.
Facts.
She was like, wait, what are you talking about? But also what's interesting too, because he was like, his father was the one that really pulled him out of isolation. That really threw her, because she was like, wait a minute. I thought him dying was the reason Masa went into being recluse. So
facts.
She does at that point. She was like, yeah, I really don't know this man at all. I know I said it before, but I really don't know him.
Yeah. And like, why are they lying to her so much? Like, then that's the, but you know what? They kind of maybe figure it out when Sunny is able to get like the lineage. I don't remember what they call it, but Sunny is able to get the lineage. And she's like, his father isn't actually his father. So it's like, and then what's her friend's name?
Mixie
is like, maybe he was the Yakuza, like his real dad. So I'm like,
exactly. But then Sunny was like, well, I don't think that his mom would like line herself up with, mob bosses or whatever. But it's like, honestly, looking around throughout the episode, they're always around.
Facts.
Always around her.
I mean, even right from the get-go. And she was like, oh, don't look at them. Don't talk to them. That's Yakuza. Like, she knew who they were before anybody else, before we knew. Before, like, how did she just look at this random guy in a suit and know that he was Yakuza?
Yep. From the first episode, he was walking around that grieving facility that they were at. He was walking around there, like, but they explained that, they come around during time of mourning and, they try to bargain favors for people. So
facts.
I just love the fact that when she was like, they gave her that I don't know what it was, a popcorn or something. And she was like, oh, like, don't eat those snacks and don't eat that junk food or whatever. And she was like, that's all they gave you? Oh, they're getting really cheap these days. At least they used to give you rice balls and all of that. Like, they're getting cheap. I thought that was so funny.
So clearly she's familiar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, clearly she has a familiarity with them.
Yeah, she
Uh,
does. Sunny, I think Sunny too, you know, obviously everyone has a lot of secrets. I mean, we don't know if Susie has secrets really, or she's just the victim of everything. You know, we don't really know yet. We just know that she came here wanting to be alone, but we don't know why exactly, you know, and then she gets there and she, you know, having a hard time because she's dyslexic. She's having issues with the language. So her New Haven is just like she's miserable, and it's not until she meets Masa that she's like full of life and now enjoying being in the city. So it's like I kind of question, like, did Masa prey on her, or was that just like a happy accident?
I mean, I don't know, because like I think we talked about it the last time. It's like by the time he even met her and started telling her about his division, that division was already gone. So he was lying out the
From the
gate.
beginning.
Yeah, he was lying from the beginning. Like, and for me, I thought it might have been like, okay, like they were just in a relationship and then this thing happened and then all of a sudden, like, you know, he might have got caught up, but it's looking like he was down with the get down from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree. So it's like two things could be true. You know, he could be all those things and have just happily, you know, met the love of his life, got married, had kids.
Facts. You know, one thing that was interesting to me was at first when they were at the I guess you can call it a funeral, the first funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And Susie wanted to get out of there with Mixie, and they told Sunny to grab the wine. She couldn't take it.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they wanted her to steal from the mother-in-law, she see, and I keep anthropomorphizing Sunny. I call her she is an it. Oh, baby, but Sunny,
I know she has so much personality. Look,
it's there. It's
it
the
has
face.
so much personality.
It's the face, and the way it speaks, but it's really the face, the eyes. But then it looks at the symbol, the dark manual symbol, and it's almost as if Sunny unlocks at that moment because the eye change. It kind of and then Sunny is able to steal from the purse.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder if that's like a key or a jailbreak for her to unlock.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too, for sure. But then also, I guess too, in a combination of the fact that Susie is telling her to do this, so it's like I gotta listen to Susie because, you know, I belong to her. So if she's telling me to do this, then because you see that moment at the spa, like she was like, go in there and distract him or whatever, and she was like, oh well, I can't really do that, and then somehow she tried. It failed. I thought it was funny. She laughed. She was like, "Oh, I
tried." Yeah, she said, "I tried."
She's like, "Get back in there," and she went back and she kind of made it work. So I don't know. I think that, you know, depending, because, you know, Susie's in control. She's telling her what to do. I think it was funny, like a little bit before that when they were trying to get into the door, and she was like, "Can't you just like open this thing?" And she was like, "No, you know, I can't steal." She said, "But I'm sure Mixie can." I'm like, the way that she speaks is so funny. Like,
shady, yo.
She hates Mixie.
Yo, I feel like she did that a couple times with Mixie.
She doesn't trust her really.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest too, it's kind of convenient that Mixie kind of aligned herself with Susie. You know, well, yes, she came to her bar, but this is also a bar that she used to come with Masa all the time. She talks about all of a sudden she too not in a relationship. That's too convenient. I would have been suspicious from that. I don't know if it's a Brooklyn thing or not, but I would have been like, I say that I don't have a man. Now you saying you don't have a girl. Like, okay, like I got out of a relationship recently. You too?
Sus.
Very suspicious.
Big sus.
Very suspicious. So I'm like, even the thing when she was asking her about the lineage, she was like, oh, I don't know anything about this. She said, my parents were hippies. Like, we slowly get like little key points about Mixie because we really don't know anything about her either.
Right.
So, and she knew about the dark manual in a sense. So she knew how to get to someone that knew about it.
Right.
So I don't know. I have my little eye on her just in case.
Yeah. So she definitely seems suspicious, and there tend to be a lot of people who know things, and they're revealing it slowly but surely
Yes.
throughout the season, which I like.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm interested to know what exactly this dark manual is and does. So, because right now it's all speculation of what it might do.
Yeah.
It's like, because even like in suspecting that the Yakuza had something to do with Counselor Ito's death and the plane, we don't know how.
Right.
And what, if any, the dark manual had to, because it's like, okay, if you need the dark manual to do these things, did Masa do that?
But is it like free will, or was he forced to? Like, that's really I think too attached to that too, that I have a question about. Like, was he forced to do these things? Because that's a different thing. You know, we see that all the time where you're gonna have a tech person, scientist, genius, or whatever. They at gunpoint for real, doing things that they don't necessarily want to do. They do want to do it for the advance of the science, but you know.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to know, because it's like even the little moments last episode where it's like we see that he's been to that fight club, but he also teaches his son like those moods and things like that. Like, his son probably seen a lot. That's probably why he's going to.
Yeah.
He's probably seen it, but he may not know, but he's probably seen a lot of things.
Before it was revealed that it was a vision, when he took his son to school and he walked in and he had the teeth, I was like, oh, so he was Yakuza. But then it was a vision. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Okay.
I thought it was a flashback. I like the cinematography because it's very Kill Bill. And you just automatically assume it's a flashback, and it's like, no, it's just a vision.
It's just a vision, yeah. But then also, speaking of the cinematography, in the sauna, when Jinsun's getting his ass whooped, everything just turns red. I was like, yo, that's fire. Like that was great cinematography there.
Yeah. I'm like, so yeah. Everything has been so good, honestly. No, I don't really have no complaints. Like you said, it's such a good flow, and I think it's definitely revealing itself. Like, no one's innocent. Even the mom right now, she's not innocent.
Yeah, I think this is definitely one of those underappreciated shows that's just gonna fly under the radar. It's not gonna get the love of like Foundation or like, you know, From or any of these big budget ones. It's just gonna do its thing, be on the low, and this is why I think we're probably gonna get like a good 4 seasons from it because it's low key.
Yeah,
you know? And it's not big budget at all. You know what I mean? So I think praying like we get.
It really depends on 824 how they feel, because you know they always dropping a project like every second. So it's like, you know, you guys gonna still push money towards this. You're gonna still work on it, and then also I guess Rashida too. Like, are you down? We just seen her within a year do a show switch. She started with Silo, well, 2 years, I guess. Started with Silo, now she's on that. So it's like, you're gonna stay on this for a little while, or are you gonna switch? Because there's another show on Apple, The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston, in the first 2 seasons. or first season has Steve Carell alongside her, and she's still on the show. Reese Witherspoon, she's still on the show. So it's like, I guess as long as they can afford to keep her, she probably
She'll stay. Yeah.
may stay.
Yeah. I think I only watched like the first 2 seasons of or the first season of the morning show. Have to catch up.
It's yeah, it takes a turn, but it's something like The Boys where it's very like current event focused. So sometimes it's kind of just like, I'm already living that.
Right. Yeah,
What are we talking about? Yeah, what are we talking about?
Oh, you know what I did check out? I checked out Time Bandits.
Oh, okay. I started it, but I didn't really.
It was cool. It's cool. I mean, of course, they're doing it episodically, but
Yeah,
it's
cool, cheeky. It's very cheeky, very
Yeah.
quirky.
Yeah, it to me it feels like a Disney Channel movie or Disney Channel show that well, it feels like a Disney Channel movie that is a show, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If that makes
with
sense.
British, with like some European humor, like
Right. Right. And it's cool. It's I mean I think it's if you have nothing else to watch, it's one of those ones that you could just sit back and watch it and laugh. Because I definitely laughed a number of times. I was like, all right, I like this. This is cool.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's cool. The
kid is funny too. He has his own.
He's really good.
Yeah. I have to catch up. I gotta finish watching it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've talked enough.
I know the House of Dragon today was I'm surprised, but it makes sense because we kind of talked about the last few episodes.
Yeah.
So I know one show is coming back, Lord of the Rings on Amazon.
Really, they renewed it. Okay, I gotta rewatch the first season.
That new season is gonna come out soon.
I didn't mind the first season. Well, like the first half of it anyway wasn't horrible. Towards the end, I feel like I kind of just like watched it, but I didn't process anything I was seeing.
Yeah, me too. That I'm the same way. That's why I'm like, I have to recap before it starts.
All right. So Lord of the Rings, let's put that down.
Yeah, let me see.
That's it.
Season 2.
What else?
August 29th.
And then, like it's all coming together because Silence is coming out September, baby.
I'm telling you,
so hyped because I remember we were saying it was gonna be at the beginning of next year. Yo, I'm so hyped for Silo.
It's gonna be a
busy my god. Let's go. I can't wait for Silo. I can't.
Yeah, me too.
Wait. Oh.
I just wish it was on a channel or a network where I just dropped all the episodes. Because I just want to get through it, but it's like, we need it for a little while so I can understand the weekly drop. So
yeah,
but I'm excited for it. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, listen, my thing with Silo is still like my biggest thing is okay, what's going on inside of that server room? Like, what's the deal with that? And what's up with the door underneath the water? Like, are all of the silos connected?
I think so. One thing I think is so funny is like every show that we've been talking about, we'll see another show or another movie or something, and it gives you some type of detail or like hidden gem about the show you're watching. Because after watching Fallout, I was like, yeah, no, these silos are connected. It would only make sense.
Yeah.
And you could kind of tell because it's like they still had some of the machinery down there. So you could tell at some point they were like, oh, we're going to block it off. So I don't know. But we'll see.
Agreed. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. As I said before we came on, this is actually today is our 6-month streaming together.
Yeah, it's been fun talking our ish.
Yes, and we are gonna go into the next half with some of our favorite shows coming back on. Wait, Severance is this year as well, right? No, that was at the beginning. Oh, that's January.
Yeah,
okay, Severance is January. All right, but I mean,
It's like
At
a
least,
fall winter
yeah. At
season
least we
of
get
shows.
Silo. I wonder when Foundation is coming back.
Ooh, I didn't even check for that. I just
Ah,
after Raised by Wolves, I'm just like it's a day by day thing for me. This
yeah,
is like hope for the best.
yeah, yeah. But
Because I don't know, you seen that article where they were talking about Apple and how much money they spend
yeah,
compared to other streaming services. And it's just like, yeah, but you guys spend the money on the marketing because if more people saw the quality of the shows you guys have on the platform, I think you would even get more subscribers. Like
mm-hmm.
more people. It's not until fans like us are talking about it so much that people be like, oh, well, what's Severance or what's
That,
this? What's
yeah.
that? So
And I was trying to figure out a way to tweet it out, but I was like, I just kept rewriting it too many times. I was just like, you know what? I can't get my point across without like doing a whole spiel on it or whatever the case is. But essentially, what I was saying was like, right now, Amazon got it, right? They don't have the greatest shows, right now, probably Lord of the Rings, when that comes back, that'll probably be like their flagship show. And
mm-hmm.
probably The Boys, they're like that, like The Boys, and then and as I said, Lord of the Rings, it probably that's what's holding down Amazon as
Mm-hmm.
far as their original programming.
Well, there's another show called Wheel of Time. I watched that. That's really good on there.
Okay.
I don't know if they're coming back with season. I assume they're coming back with
I
season
saw
3.
some of it.
Yeah, I really like that
I
show.
saw some of it. Like, but and not to say that Amazon didn't have some good stuff. Like, they had
Mm-hmm.
Utopia. Utopia was fire.
Oh, I
Like,
never watched that.
oh,
Okay.
you gotta watch Utopia. What? You never see? Yo,
Did
Utopia.
I watch YouTube? I don't think so.
Utopia, son. Both the English version and the American one. They got
Okay.
two. Utopia is really, 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 really good. That needed to come
Oh
out.
yeah, no, I never did. Okay, so I'm gonna add that because
Utopia was done dirty. But
it was canceled.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, what I was saying was that Amazon, because Amazon has all of these other things, you know what I mean? They have the food, they got the shopping, they have all this stuff, and you get all of these things for $15. But then on top of that, you can add in the AMC Plus or the HBO Max,
Yeah.
for
Right.
the additional, $10 or however much.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just heard Amazon just got basketball. They just got the next season of the NBA. Like
Oh
that
wow. Okay.
from TNT.
They were doing football before on Thursdays during football season.
Right. So the games that TNT had, like the basketball games that TNT had, they're not going to be on Amazon. So what I was thinking was like, yo, at some point, Apple needs to start bundling some of this stuff, yo. Like, what are you waiting on? Like, bundle Apple Music with the movies, bundle the
Right.
movies with like something. Like,
Yeah,
do you know what
I
I mean?
agree. It should just come with your. It should just be on your phone at this point. Like you should have,
Something.
because when you get every time you get a phone, they always give you that Apple TV for 6 months, the Apple Music for 6 months. So it's like people have that access. Now, if they saw the marketing for the shows, it would make them be like, oh, well, let me really use this and get into
Right,
something.
right. And
Because I feel like I've had the trial so many times, and it's just like I don't actively watch it all the time, like whether on my phone or whatever.
yeah. And then you know what? On top of that, people are paying for the because you have to pay for the storage as well.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
So
That,
if you so everybody who have most people who have an iPhone are paying for the Apple the iCloud storage, right? But then on top of that, then you're gonna turn around and pay for Apple Music, and then you got to pay for Apple TV. Like there's multiple chart, like bundle some of this stuff together, yo.
yeah, for sure. I know they're gonna have to partner with other brands, other companies to really give something because, like you said, Amazon has Fresh and they are partnering with Whole Foods, so
Yeah.
it's like you're
So
gonna have to join forces with people. I think that's what we're seeing with a lot of the networks that they
Yeah,
have joined.
they're coming back together. Yeah.
Yeah.
A few of them, I don't remember which ones, but like a few of them have already said that they're about to join together and like
Oh,
go back to like the bundle thing. I'm like,
it's
it's
just
about to be
cable
cable
again.
all over again. Yeah, about to be
It's just
cable all
cable.
over again.
But
It's gonna be
Netflix
like
is the
$60.
most exciting, I think, for 2025 because they're going to be doing more live. WWE is going to be on there. They're going to be doing all their live stuff.
Mhm.
And then they're going to be doing more of those live concerts and all of that. So I think, like you said, like Netflix and Amazon, the competition right now, as far as the content, media content.
Mm-hmm. You see, and one thing with Netflix that they're doing low key that not a lot of people know is Netflix is they're doing gaming, cloud gaming. So you can play games on Netflix. I don't know if it's available in every country or how to access it for real, but I do know that they have it and people have been using it. And I know cloud gaming is still it hasn't been perfected yet, but you can definitely see that they're trying, you know.
Yeah, they definitely elevated their game, which is why they feel like, it's justified with the price increases.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We will.
All right, and we will see you all next week. Next week we'll try to do earlier since we're not going to be talking about House of the Dragon unless, well, no, because we won't know. So
Because it's just 2 more episodes.
yeah, it's just 2 more.
Yeah, so we might as well just come back to the finale.
Well, no, there's 3.
Oh, 3. Oh, we're on 7. Oh, yeah.
So it's 8, 9, and 10. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we could do our predictions for the finale.
Yeah, so we'll do 9 and 10. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, but we'll see you guys next week for our talk on Sunny as well as Snowpiercer. And then if you watch Time Bandits, maybe we'll throw in a little bit of Time Bandits.
Yeah.
We'll just throw in whatever we've been watching,
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thanks for joining.
All right. Bye.